I now have computer glasses, which means I'm up to 3 different pairs of prescription eyeglasses that I wear for different situations. And yes, one of them are progressive lenses. It does make it easier to write this stuff up. I've been having trouble lately, but it sure makes me seem old. The baseball world was shocked by the Braves signing second baseman Ozzie Albies to a 7-year, $35 million deal with 2 team options that could bring the total value of the deal up to $45 million. Yes, that's enough money that Albies can be set for life, but it is ridiculously low for a player as young and talented as Albies. The reviews of this deal are uniformly negative on the side of Albies. Jeff Passan reports that every single person he's talked to, both among agents and executives of other teams, say this deal is terrible for Albies and that it may be the worst contract for a player ever. Michael Bowman agrees, this could be the worst contract any player has ever signed. Sure, there's financial security, but Bowman points out that the worst-case scenario for Albies is that he gets hurt and ends up like Jurickson Profar, and Profar has already made $2.6 million in his career and will make another $3.6 million this year. That's not $35 million, but it's a comfortable life. John Taylor comes out and says it, Albies got scammed. Taylor blames both the Braves and Albies' agent for letting this deal happen. Dan Szymborski estimates that if Albies lives up to his projections, he left around $200 million on the table. He odds that this contract is clearly going to be a major rallying point for the players in the next collective bargaining talks. One other contract extension was considered a lot more balanced. Cardinals infielder Matt Carpenter signed a 2-year extension with a third vesting option for $39 million, guaranteed and an extra $18.5 million if the third year vests. Craig Edwards notes that this contract falls in line with the Cardinals' custom of locking up Cardinals that they know and trust. Orioles first baseman Chris Davis hit the ball hard and on a rope, but unfortunately he hit it in the general direction of Athletics outfielder Ramon Laureano. Davis now has a record hitless streak of 53 straight at-bats and 61 plate appearances. StatCast estimated the batting average on balls hit like the one Laureano caught was .650. Eddie Matz talks with Davis about the streak, the Orioles and the fans. Some fans have taken to cheering and encouraging Davis, which he appreciates. He also understands those who boo because no one is more frustrated about this than I am. He's also upset that the streak is detracting attention from how well his teammates are playing. While Davis's futility continues, Nationals reliever Trevor Rosenthal broke his streak of not retiring a batter when he struck out Andrew Knapp on a 100 mph fastball. Rosenthal's era has now dropped from infinity to 72.00. Anthony Kostrovins talks with 5 retired players who had exactly 1 Major League plate appearance and 1 Major League hit. There's one Cub on the list, but I'll bet that even Al doesn't remember him. He was a member of the '69 Cubs, although his 1 AB came in 1970. And in case you haven't heard, and you probably have, but former Cubs pitcher Scott Sanderson died at age 62. Sanderson was on both the 1984 and 1989 NL East title-winning teams. He started Game 4 of the NLCS in 1984. From those records of futility to a record that someone would actually want, Royals second baseman Whit Merrifield broke George Brett's team record with a 31-game hitting streak. Unfortunately, that's as far as the record went, as Merrifield went 0 for 6 on Thursday night. The Mariners set an MLB record by homering in their 15th straight game to start the season. Andrew Simon and Sarah Langs breaks down the Mariners' offense that has the team off to a 13-2 start. Dane Perry asks the big question about the Mariners: does this hot start mean that the M's are a legitimate playoff contender? Everyone is talking about this massive home run by Mets rookie Pete Alonso. Michael Bowman writes that Alonso looks just like the young star that the Mets need. Angels outfielder Mike Trout has been unimaginably good so far this season, even by Mike Trout standards. He's slugging .938 so far this year. But Graham Mackery notes that Trout's current minor injury reminds us that he's still flesh and blood. I think Trout should sit the entire next series just to be on the safe side. David Schoenfield looks at the chances of Astros second baseman Ozzie Albies to win the MVP award again this year. I'd say they're good if Trout misses a whole ton of games. Schoenfield also asks how worried should the Red Sox be about the poor start to the season by Chris Sale. Jeff Passan argues that the Red Sox' slow start to the season could be a harbinger of future seasons where luxury tax issues will hamper Boston's ambitions. He also questions the wisdom of the recent extension that the Red Sox signed Sale as well. At least the timing of it, since it did not appear to be a pressing need. Mike Axisa looks at which coming free agents have helped themselves and which have hurt themselves so far this year. The 2026 All-Star Game will be played in Philadelphia. That's America's 250th birthday. The 1976 All-Star Game was in Philadelphia as well. At least it will be sunny, or so I'm told. Sam Miller looks at recent examples of position players pitching to pitchers. Phillies outfielder Aaron Alver hit 90.5 miles per hour on the radar gun when he pitched on Wednesday. The Nationals deal with free agent pitcher Bud Norris is off after Norris failed his physical. The IRS has ruled that teams will not have to pay taxes on trades. The 2017 tax law changed that, but now the IRS says that they won't have to pay it. Lenny Dykstra is suing Ron Darling over things in Darling's new book, and Michael McCann explains the legal issues surrounding the case. Former Oregon State pitcher Luke Heimlich is pitching in the Mexican League. Chris Landers points out things in MLB logos that you may have missed. And finally, the Braves beat the Rockies on Tuesday, which is nice but not noteworthy. What is newsworthy is that several members of the team got stuck in the hotel elevator after the game. And tomorrow will be a better day than today, Buster.